And we're live on a Tuesday evening in lockdown. I feel like, I'm not sure, I feel like I'm out of focus again. Hey Megaleech, how's it going? God, every time I go to play with this camera's settings, I'm paranoid I'm going to screw something up. But I'm going to try anyway. Maybe it needs to be a bit brighter. Yeah, that's not bad. A bit brighter. A bit more contrast, maybe. Now, I think that will help me focus, in fact. Made it a bit brighter. Oh, come on. What are you doing to me? Out. That looks focused. That looks absolutely focused. Dude, under the weather, that's not good. Hope it's not the Rona. That's what I was going to say whenever someone doesn't feel good. I always hope it's not the Rona. But that's just the world we live in now. It's a normal time of the year to be under the weather, but everything's just... Nice. You've already had your all clear from your COVID test. Excellent. Yes, I empathize completely, musical aviator. Welcome to week 8 or 11 or possibly 78 of lockdown. I was always joking before the lockdown that time didn't mean anything, but it really fucking doesn't. But with week 3, so this is week 4 of 6, and our numbers of new cases per day have gone down from 700-800 a day at the peak to 100 to 200 now. It's certainly reasonable to hope that in another, the next 2 weeks, the daily cases might be under 50 new cases a day. And what we really want towards the end of the 6 weeks is to be as close to zero as we can. Broadmeadows got locked down 2 weeks earlier. You didn't have a curfew, did you? But yes, you are, of course, right. And me, in my non-Broadmeadows privilege, had forgotten about the restrictions that were placed in some areas earlier. So, just for a fun diversion, while we talk, I'm going to be peeling and juicing some fruit. Because I'm going to make some oleo saccharum. I'm going to make a sugar syrup out with the peels. No, okay, so don't need you. Right, I'm trying to work out the best way to do this, in fact. I've got a bowl to catch the peel when I peel the fruits. Got some lemons and blood oranges and grapefruits. And I'm going to make a special oleosaccharum with unrefined demerara sugar. Should be very flavorful. You didn't have curfew, but yes, you weren't supposed to leave the suburb, I remember, or, the general area. Now we all have that. Seriously, dude, I had actually forgotten. Glad you reminded me, because I had actually forgotten that those restrictions were put in. Because fucking, time means nothing. And you forget events. We live in truly strange times. Will we come out of it with any good stories? Who knows? Stuff to tell future generations. In between, apologies for destroying the environment. With the climate catastrophe, we absolutely knew was coming, and we absolutely knew how to fix, but just didn't. I think that's what future generations won't be able to understand, that we knew exactly how bad the climate catastrophe was going to be, and yet we didn't do anything. Focus has gone bad. What is your... Maybe, see, I'm tempted to bloody put it on autofocus. Then it does that weird in and out thing all the time. That's bad. Come on, fucking do it. That's bad the other way. There we go. Focus sliding in and out. That's unusual. It's weird. Fucking camera. I don't know. Ugh. Music Clever, you saw the video on Sky News, sack down and get Jeff Kennett. Comments were 100% about how much Jeff Kennett sucked. That's hilarious. Sky News are so out of touch, and no one watches it, right? Like, they've got... My fucking YouTube channel gets as many viewers as Sky News does. And they're in massive denial. It's like, it seems like the only people who watch Sky News are politicians and journos, because no one else does. And so the people at Sky News are in denial about how irrelevant they are. And so when they run one of these stupid bullshit things, they underestimate how easy it is for people who hate their bullshit to dominate, you know, polling or comments, because they just don't have many people who give a shit about them. And they go for this, you know, fucking outrage theatre that they do. But then they get surprised when they don't have enough supporters to sway things their way. That is a thing, Megaleech. It appears to be on in a lot of hotels and bars, and I'm sure there's some deal where the bar gets Sky News and sports for free, but they have to play Sky News when the sports games aren't on. I strongly suspect it's something like that. Peeling my blood oranges. It's interesting. All right. Yeah, definitely time to juice these. They're going a bit soft. It's an exciting topic of conversation, isn't it? Me juicing fruits. Juicy fruit time. You know, we do what we do. This is my diversion in these weird times, finding some different things to do with drinks. So making a new zesty sugar syrup. Very flavoursome this will be for my cocktails. But, you know, we all got our things that we do to keep us going. Some people knit, some people go, fucking don't think I cut myself, but I hit my finger with the sharp bit. Wasn't pleasant. Oof. So, and trying to mix up the peels here. So I'm going to get grapefruits. Does anyone else know that song? Oh, no, I'm bleeding. I did actually cut myself. There you go. I did not realize it hurt. Now I know it hurt because I actually cut myself. Now it's all stingy. Don't like it. Ugh. What's everyone else been doing? I'm sitting here peeling fruits. Some stirring fucking internet video here. Man peels fruits. I mean, you know, it'll be more entertaining down the line when I drink the cocktails that have the fruit juice or the sugar syrup in them. So it's all for a greater purpose. Hey, Feeling Sealer. And hey, Annette, yes. Some blood bitters going on. A bit of my actual blood going into this. Yep, Megalich just isolating. That's fair. Suppose we're all doing that. Fuck. Lost a bit of peel there. Never mind. We'll soldier on. Hey, Safa. Ooh, guess what's happening now in the cut on my finger as I hold the citrus fruit? The citrus oil is getting into the cut. And it fucking stings. All right. That lets me know I'm alive. Really sharp, stingy in my fucking finger. Yikes. Now I can't even like suck on the finger because it's covered in really bitter citrus oils. That's okay. And soldier on. Hey, Stella. Yes, this is mad scientist stuff. Safi, there's a power outage from 9 to 2 tomorrow. Geez, that's a bit harsh in these times when so many people are working from home. For a lot of people, that would mean having a sick day, basically. Is it just your house or is it your suburb? You having work done or is there a power outage generally? I'm getting so into the mad scientist stuff, Feeling Seal. I'm always impressed or excited even when I find something new to try with a drink. A little bit of fun, basically, doing something a little bit different. Although this is a little bit different, what I'm doing here. I'm going to do this with an unrefined brown sugar rather than white sugar. I normally use caster sugar. Safa, it's for your suburb maintenance. Okay. Probably going to be a lot of people pissed off that they're doing it on a weekday because I think it will affect a lot of people. I mean, it would be more so if it was in Melbourne with everyone being forced to be at home. Oh my God. You imagine the electricity went out. You can't work, can't watch TV, can't go on your computer. Ugh, might be forced to talk to your family of all things. That'd be a nightmare. I'm being sarcastic. Wouldn't bother me. I would actually read a book. Which still sounds like I don't want to talk to my family, which is not true. But I maybe don't want to talk to them for 6 hours straight. That might be stretching things. Right. So we're going with the lemons and more with the blood oranges. Some suburbs till 3 p.m. Man, well, there's going to be some pissed off people, I reckon. I assume it's emergency work, because otherwise it's a real bad idea. Like if it's an emergency, you can't help it. Like, well, it's not a pure emergency because they've been able to give you warning, but either they don't give a shit who they piss off, or it was something where they've gone, oh, we can't actually leave this. We have to do this at the first opportunity, or shit will go wrong. Kirsten, Hellion, hello to you. I'm just living the life here, peeling fruits, peeling citrus, because I'm going to make an oleosaccharum for tasty drinks. I don't know if you remember, I was making the whiskey sours last night. I accidentally tipped the whiskey into my drink glass rather than my cocktail shaker, and there was still juice in it, so I couldn't use it in the cocktail. I've added water and more juice to the whiskey and carbonated it. So it's pretty good. So whiskey highball. And it was 2 shots, but I'm only drinking half of it. I might drink the other half when I finish the first half. So that's like a whiskey highball that's just got 1 shot of whiskey in it. So it's nothing too outlandish, but it's tasty. A whiskey fruit highball, something a little bit different. All right. Okay, 1 more grapefruit. Oh, yes, after I heard they were relaxing the restrictions on the border of South Australia and Victoria, which is good for people in the border towns. Yeah, feeling as if there's like a flame and mo. Mega Leach going to come back later. Okay, buddy. See you next time I see you. So this has whiskey, soda, grapefruit, and lime in it. And it's pretty good. Fuck me sideways. I almost chopped my finger off then. Okay, I've got to be a bit more careful. Go. This song that's stuck in my head, it's not a new one. I think it might have come out last year. It came out a while ago anyway. Don't even know what it's called, but the chorus is, that's pretty wild, that's pretty strange, but have you ever seen a jellyfish? That shit's crazy. It's a good pop song, kind of stuck in my head. Yeah, first heard it on Triple J. Put it on my playlist occasionally. The video for it makes it... I don't really know anything about the band. The video for it, which I did see on YouTube, makes them look like annoying hipsters. I don't know what they're like, really, if they are annoying hipsters, or if I'm being too judgy. Who knows? Okay. Oof. Okay, that's the grapefruit. Still got some lemons. Kind of looks like a soft drink. Well, you know, it mostly is, apart from the whiskey. Soda and fruit. And whiskey. Finger is ouchy from where I cut it, but that's okay. A little bit more lemon juice. This room smells really pleasantly of citrus now because it's like doing this shallow peeling. So a lot of the citrus oil is just filling the air, which is an interesting change from when I carbonated the drink with the whiskey. Of course, that like aerosolized the whiskey aroma, and the room really smelled like whiskey. So, you know, it's maybe more socially acceptable that the room now smells like citrus rather than whiskey. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Almost done. All right. Just going to peel this lemon. Feeler and sealer, you are right. Scientists looking for a COVID cure. No one asked bartender. I just worry that if someone asked the bartender, what should we give him? They go, okay, this is what we call the Corpse Reviver number 2. Give them one of this. That'll get them back on their feet. Word of warning, do not give them 2 because you'll lose them if you give them 2. Because once you give them 2, you're going to give them 3 or 4, and then she's all over. You have revived the corpse and then put the corpse back down, essentially. So you got to be aware of these things. All right, so there's my citrus peel. Right, and I'm going to wash the citrus oil off my hands, if you'll excuse me for one moment. All right. Now, get my sugar. Where did I put it? Wait, where did I put it? Husk. Sugar, where's my sugar? Oh, there it is, Demerara sugar. Right. Scissors to open it. Ooh, big grains. Okay. So, this is Demerara sugar. Angry Drunk Gamer, hello. You are correct. Citric acid is sour. You are very correct on that. So this is Demerara sugar. You see, it looks like brown, like raw sugar. And it is. It's a raw, unprocessed sugar. As some clever, knowledgeable person told me on the stream the other night, most brown sugar you get has actually been colored brown with molasses. Not the case with Demerara sugar. Demerara sugar is just unrefined sugar. So that's its natural color. Angry Drunk Gamer, you don't need to be sorry. At least not yet. Oh, Chris, you had a rough day, man. Well, I am glad to provide you with a distraction. CSL, the Commonwealth Serum Laboratory, you think they're going to be working with bartenders? So what I'm doing to kickstart the process of the oil coming out of the citrus is a little bit of muddling. That's just to kickstart it. I'm actually going to leave it at least overnight to really work that sugar into the peel, get the oil starting to come out of the peel. But it's an interesting thing when you cover citrus peel with sugar, the oil just naturally starts coming out of the citrus. But I've kick-started it by that little bit of modeling. Angry Drunk Gamer, molasses is a liquid from like boiled down sugar. It's like concentrated sugar in liquid form, used in making a few fine beverages like rum. So that's basically all I'm doing with that tonight. I'm going to sneeze, though, so I apologize for that. Something really tickled my nose there. I've got citrusy sugar on the end of the mortar. This is the mortar, isn't it? Is it the mortar or the pestle? We had this discussion the other night too. Is this the mortar or the pestle?
I think it's the pestle.
Think it's the pestle? No. Thank you, Stella. Yes, that was my Rona sneezing, Chris. Something got in my nose. Hey, go. Drunk Emo woke you up with rum. Yes, most rum has a molasses base. You get some rum variants, like the one... Fox, mortar is the bowl. Okay, so this is the pestle. Ooh. Most rum has a molasses base, which is why the story of rum is the story of sugar and sugarcane, which is the story of slavery. Rum is a drink born out of slavery in the Caribbean. There is that. Okay, which order am I going to juice these in? Which is the strongest flavor, maybe? I've got a grapefruit in my hand. I'm going to do the grapefruit first. Yes, Feeler and Sealer. The cocktail was Neil deGrasse Tyson. I wish. There are many more knowledgeable people than myself out there, but it's always fun to learn. It's why everyone sort of reassessing maybe how casually they've accepted racism and racist imaging and a history of slavery. One of the more famous rum makers, Plantation Rum, have said they're reconsidering their name because a thing that appears to celebrate the slavery history of rum, the plantation, not cool, really. I don't know if they'll go through with it, but they did say they're looking at it. Interesting question, Angry Drunk Gamer. Why is grapefruit always a fruit? And why would you have such a weird name as grapefruit for a fruit that seems to bear no relationship to a grape? I ask you. Humans, what are you about? Safa, should sugar be illegal? No. Prohibition doesn't work. One should limit the amount of processed sugar one imbibes, and maybe certain things shouldn't be advertised to children. Man, there's a lot of juice in just 2 grapefruits. All right. They go really soft when you peel the outer skin off them. Oh, looks like a murder scene now. Guts everywhere. Nah. In a special compost. Look at that. There's just guts everywhere. Now, I want to wash my hands again because I got shit all over them again. Fox, do it. Fucking Wikipedia, the history of grapefruit, bro. Yes, for once upon a time it was slaves. Now we use backpackers for fruit picking. So. Right. What are we doing? Right. Oh, I need a strainer. Fine strainer. I'm going to put my grapefruit juice into a little squeezy bottle so it's easier to dispense. Right. It's the juice show. I mentioned whiskey sours at the top, but I'm all about the juice at the moment. Although my drink is a byproduct of the whiskey sours I made the other night. Because I accidentally poured some whiskey into the fruit drink I was drinking. Feeling that is a really good question. Where did sugarcane first grow? So, Fox of Fate, if you see grapefruit growing on a tree, you'll notice they grow in clusters. It's suggested that these clusters resemble the shape of large yellow grapes, so the fruit was called a grapefruit. Another explanation is a premature grapefruit looks similar to shape unripe green grapes. Could be. Pugwash, hello. Yeah, that's a ruby I was juicing there. Oh, what was that I missed from Chris? The amount of justice needed in the American South is insane. Yep. Pugwash, they grow sugar beet locally here in Lincolnshire. Yeah, see, there are many sources of sugar. I think at a certain point, it was just realized sugarcane got most. Thank you, Fox. That was really good. Now my superfine strainer's got all clagged up. I have to rinse it to do the last bit of juice. That's a lot of juice from 2 grapefruits. Right. Last little bit of juice through the strainer because I don't want pulpy bits. Oh, it really was just a little bit. Don't want pulpy bits in my cocktails. Pugwash, most UK sugar comes from beet. That's interesting. Here, because we have massive cane fields, it's sugar cane. And as I was saying here, rum, originally from the Caribbean. I think it was made from waste molasses originally. It's possibly a thing the slaves did. Fermented the waste molasses from sugar refining and got super fucking drunk. All right, so get rid of all this pulp as well. It's all going to go in a special compost. Can't put citrus in a normal compost because it's too acidic and it will kill the stuff's going. But you can have a purpose specific thing. There's like citrus and onion in it. Shouldn't put citrus or onion in a standard compost. I know this because Mrs. Angry is the gardener in this house, and she gets me to save normal food waste and citrus and onion separately. Safa, yes, there's lots of grapefruit in the shops. Absolutely. Getting juicier in here than a fruit store. Yeah. Yes, you absolutely can get grapefruit juice. Most supermarkets will have grapefruit juice. Okay, I'm going to do the blood oranges now. That's where they get their name. Check that out. The juice is, oh my God. It just, the instant you start juicing a blood orange, it looks like a murder scene. It is really red, the juice. My brother Who at various times has run a fruit shop. He might still be running one in Queensland, actually. I'm not actually sure. But he was running one in Dubbo for a while. And as a special treat, he thought, give people something different. He got some blood oranges in. And nobody bought them because, I don't know, it was too weird. They didn't understand. And so he wrote the town off as a bunch of Philistines. I think he didn't sell any of the blood orange. And so he juiced them all. And one of the things he did with juice, he froze some of it in ice cube trays. And as at Christmas, we were sitting around having drinks. It's like a cube of blood orange juice, and you just pour some vodka over it. So the vodka would slowly melt the blood orange ice cube and just swirl it around. Blood orange and vodka, it was pretty good. Stella, when you're at Woolies, your American friend asked why we're being so extra selling cane sugar. Didn't know that we have... Yeah, because in America, it's all fucking... their sugar is based on high fructose corn syrup, which does not taste as good as cane sugar. But yes, we have cane sugar because we have really big sugarcane industry. Speaking of slavery, there was a practice in Queensland cane farms where they would kidnap Pacific Islanders and enslave them to work the cane fields, which in many ways was worse than the American slavery system because it was illegal. So there was no legal boundaries to it at all. It was just completely illegal and unregulated. So in many ways, that made the situation for the kidnapped people worse than American slaves. One big difference was they didn't breed these slaves that they kidnapped, which was a thing, of course, that happened to chattel slaves in the US. That didn't happen to the Pacific Islanders who were kidnapped and enslaved. They were eventually released. Yes, they were illegally enslaved. Oh, wow. Chris, you know how hard it is to not eat corn syrup when you come from Indiana. It's in the ketchup. Yeah, tomato sauce here has sugar as well. Star Trek, is that just random Star Trek? Or you can hear the Star Trek in the background? Star Trek is being watched in the next room. All right. So, yeah, that's what, blood orange looks like. Is murder scene. Okay, lots of that. I gotta wash my hands and get another bottle for the blood orange juice, so I can add it to my drinks. I love fruit in my drinks. All right. Wait, how many? 375 grams. I think I want to add 200 mils of water to that. Okay. No, I needed a bottle. That's why I got up. Right. A bottle. Orange for orange. Red, grapefruit, orange. Chris, you hate ketchup. Apparently, the material difference between ketchup and tomato sauce is ketchup is thicker and it maybe has more sugar in it. Yes, Stella, they were kidnapped. They were lured onto boats with the promise of reward, and then they were enslaved and not paid at all. Oh, Foxy was just randomly saying, speaking of Star Trek, have to wait for our favorite Trekkie to arrive. I love that, Chris. If in Chicago, if you put ketchup on a hot dog, you might as well wear a Sox hat at Wrigley Field. And that's another thing, because that's all you put on hot dogs here, tomato sauce. What's the thing? Is it what is it? What do you put on? Is it mustard? Is it relish? What? Pugwash, you like Heinz ketchup. Anything else is just red sauce. Heinz make tomato sauce here too. Probably make ketchup here too. It'd be interesting to put American ketchup and what's marketed as ketchup here side by side. I'd be interested how they taste side by side. Like I said, the difference in what's on the shelves here is, if it's called ketchup, it's thicker than tomato sauce. This has got a lot more pulp than the grapefruit juice had. It's clogging up my strainer much quicker. But I love me some blood orange juice. Okay, Chris. The Chicago toppings are onion and hot peppers, tomato slices and mustard on a poppy seed bun plus a pickle. Yep, see, that doesn't do it for me. I'm not excited by that. Not at all. So, yep, I wouldn't be popular in Chicago, put it that way. Jeremy, what's the American version of barbecue sauce? Barbecue sauce, except much more full-on than barbecue sauce. And Australian barbecue sauce is really mild and, quite frankly, unimaginative compared to American barbecue sauce. Americans tend to have very smoky barbecue sauce, often like bourbon flavored. Actually, most supermarkets now have American-style barbecue sauce on the shelves. Possibly actual American product. But generally, like, I suspect I maybe like Australian tomato sauce more than I'd like American ketchup. But American barbecue sauce is much better than Australian. Probably put corn on the hot dog, Chris. Okay, that's pretty weird, honestly. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Chris. American barbecue sauce, smoky and tangy. Feeling chill. I heard of Heinz 57. That's a soup, isn't it? Yeah. Angry Drunk American hamburger is just hamburger. I fucking love all the boutique burger places that popped up in the last 5 or maybe 10 years here. Haven't had one for a little while. A couple of weeks, maybe. You know what I realized today that I found quite weird? I'm not using cash, like, at all. The last time I withdrew cash from an ATM was 2 months ago, and I still have that money in my wallet. Paying everything by cash or buying online, paying with PayPal or something. Just one of the weird aspects of our weird times now, not using cash. Feeling Sealer, you've had an American friend recommend Heinz 57, but you don't have it in your country. Drunk Gamer is hot ketchup soup. Well, you can have cold tomato soup, of course, gazpacho. So you got some smoky barbecue sauce. You love the smoky stuff. Co-worker brought back mesquite smoked barbecue sauce from the USA. Yeah. Exactly, Kirsten. What is cash? I literally haven't used cash in 2 months, which weirds me out. That honestly weirds me out. It's just, tap and go, pay off my credit card each payday because I've been buying everything on the credit card. Sorry to keep having to go up, but this blood orange juice has a lot of pulp in it, and it's clogging up my strainer as soon as I pour it in. So much more pulp than the grapefruit juice had. Oh, Angry Drunk Gamer with the nerd puns. You only need 640 kilobytes of cache. Nice. Ah, yes. Musical Aviator. I too have seen the conspiracy wackos with it's a devil plot to mark us with the beast and get rid of cache. Yes, I have seen those conspiracies. Stella, meanwhile, you're on the cashless card. Still can't buy a photo frame. Yeah. Oh, God. It's the biggest load of horseshit, as I've said many times. It's class warfare. It's sick and wrong. Yes, Feeler and Sealer. Apparently, an asteroid about 2 meters across is going to pass close to Earth just before the American election day. Less than 1% chance of actually hitting, But again, that's hardly catastrophic. I mean, unless it hits you. Like if it hit an urban center, that would be very much like a bomb going off, I imagine. You're absolutely right, Stella. There, a lot of governments are into pushing towards a cashless society. It does make it easier to regulate and tax if cash is used less, which is why governments like it. They'll always say it's an anti-crime, anti-terrorism measure. And there is an element of truth in that. The Crims do like to pay for things with cash because their criminal enterprise operates with cash. Chris, you want whatever city you're in to get the asteroid. Yeah, it would be, like I said, it's not, Armageddon by any stretch of the imagination. But if it hit an urban center, it would be very much like a fucking missile. You could possibly take out a building or two. I don't know. If it passed into the atmosphere, I don't know how much it would burn up, how small it would be by the time it reached ground zero. It might enter our atmosphere and completely break up. Who knows? We don't know what it's made of. Ooh, Stella, yes, the red comet in Game of Thrones. Did it mean anything? I think from the TV show, a whole bunch of people placed different meaning on the red comet, and they were all able to say, see, I was right. But then again, the TV show did really fuck things up in the end. Hey, Gecko, did I say hello? Yeah, Pugwash are all pensioners, criminal masterminds. Like I said, the crime aspect is only one aspect of why many governments are super keen for less cash to be used. A big thing is it is a very effective way to monitor how much money people actually have and for them to be able to tax more. That is a big part of it. Feelings here. How will cashless society deal with trading precious metals? I'm not sure what you mean by that. You'd trade it with bank transfers. Chris, you want it to explode above the surface to cause a Tunguska level event. I think the asteroid that hit Tunguska was a lot more than 2 meters across. I could be wrong. You are right, Musical Aviator. George R.R. Martin does favor the unreliable narrator trope. You can't believe what characters are telling you. Ugh, honestly, this damn blood orange making life difficult for me. Go on, you do it, buddy. Oh my God. It's so much pulp in this. I'm just getting like the tiniest amount of actual juice going through to the pulp bloody seals up the mesh. Ooh, yes. That was another famous asteroid story, Filler and Sealer, Day of the Triffids, presaged by a meteor shower. All right. I see what you're saying. I was Pugwash, when you said pensioners are criminal masterminds, Kirsten answered, yeah, your granddad was growing things that looked like tomato plants. Angry Drunk Gamer, I love the computer puns. A cashless society is a buffering society. People stuttering and just appearing halfway through walls. So if you like pulpless, aren't you? Well, it's going to be pulpless when I finish filtering it. I've got quite a bit out of it. It's very red. I love it. It's just so much tangier than regular orange juice. It's so good. Okay, this has got to be the last one. Come on. Come on, blood orange juice. Stop doing this to me. Ooh, Fox, want to do an angry bunch? Why not? A Tuesday is as good a night as any to see if we can angry bunch it. Just want No, that's not going to work. All right, do that. All right, angry bunch. I will put the link for anyone who wants to join. Kirsten, you want to get more blood oranges while they're in season? Yeah, the cheapest I saw them was a little while ago, actually, but yeah, it was just a little treat to buy some more, get me some more blood orange juice. Because Oregon strawberries and watermelons are in season. There you go. Not a fan of watermelon, but strawberries, yes. Ooh, dehydrate and freeze juices, yes. So, Gecko's first in the morning. Hey, man, how you going? Good. Trying to balance your phone by the looks of it.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you got a very low frame rate, so I don't know what your internet's doing to you there.
Yeah. I guess I'll turn my audio.
Oh, it suddenly just kicked into smooth. There you go. And Fox is joining too. Hello.
Hello. I have arrived.
Nice. So Chris liked the blackberries as well, isn't it, fruit man? Fox is joining too. Hello. They go cashless, it'll end no changes given car park machines. Okay, they're really trying to be bastards with parking meters these days, actually. So what are you doing? You got your gloves on?
I can't use the phone or the tablet with these. These are cotton gloves. I've got, like,
yeah,
family photos.
Oh, Yeah, you said you were sorting and scanning photos. Yeah.
Yeah, I finally have a scanner that's decent enough to scan them efficiently without any baloney.
Cool. Cool. Be a very interesting process. All right, that's enough of you blood orange juice.
Part is, I get envelopes full of loose photos,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just
No, your internet is
trying to
crapping out
sort them
again.
all, get them, so that they're the same size,
Yeah.
and then I can, kind of organize them by what paper type they're in.
All right. Big undertaking, man. It's cool. All right. I mean, I'm not saying that, it's as exciting as me making juice, but, it's pretty cool.
Is the frame rate better?
Yeah, a lot less.
It goes in and out. Sometimes it's really smooth, and then sometimes it really stutters. But soldier on.
Maybe I need to find that USB dongle to Ethernet cable.
Yeah.
Take
See, like for
wires
instance,
out of the
now
paper.
it's completely smooth. There.
Mm.
Chris, you think he's on? You see, this is the thing. You think Gecko's on Australian internet? No, he's on American internet. He should be roaring along. It does feel like you're stuck on Australia's quote unquote broadband the way it's going.
Oh, you mean that copper wire fiber to the node crap?
Yes.
I've got gigabit Ethernet. Let's see. Let me flip my camera around. Oh, god dang gloves.
You got the gloves. You can't control it.
Just take the gloves off for a bit.
Yeah. You can get the gloves that have the little pads on the fingertip, so you can still use a phone or a tablet.
Yeah, this seems to work okay with most gloves, but not.
Yeah.
That just turns it off. Settings, front camera, back camera.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. That's your
I've
desk.
got the messiest house probably ever.
Debatable.
Yeah, but you're always working on stuff. That's like your workbench.
There we go. Okay, zoom out. No.
Right. Yep.
First of all, I'm like measuring the width of the photos so I can set the settings up.
Yeah.
So it scans the right
All right.
thing. Here's my dirty kitchen.
Yeah. I noticed Matthew on Facebook commenting, we all have a fridge in the background.
Yes.
Hey, and I've got my own stickers. Look.
Oh, nice.
I order from Rock Auto a lot, so they always send these magnetic stickers in their packages.
Oh, cool. Kirsten says she actually had to get a job at NBN Co. to get internet fixed. That's the extreme way to get your internet fixed. Actually get a job with them.
That's the fuck you way.
That's really serious. You're serious about getting fixed. You're going to rinse again.
Here's my new printer. I guess Andrew's not looking.
Right. I'm back. The juicing marathon continues. The excitement never stops. Ooh, what the hell is that? Oh, the stereo.
Pile of old CB radios.
Oh, CB radios. Cool.
And then I got my new printer here. Well, it's old, but new to me.
That looks like it prints very large. God damn, that's like a commercial printer. Huge ink cartridges.
12 of them.
12? Wow. Okay. Oh,
So you got your light cyan and light magenta,
yeah.
photo black, matte black, light gray, chromatic red, yellow, magenta, green, blue, regular gray, and they call this one like a chromatic enhancer. I'm not even sure what it really does.
Yeah. Wow. I was just
Yes.
noticing Kirsten
I've
going the
got
whole way.
a new belt for the carriage that needs to go in.
Oh, yeah?
And this is the carriage. You see these this is where the ink goes.
Yeah.
In these tubes.
Yeah.
And then the print heads. See how easy these come out? These are the print heads. And there's two colors per print head.
Okay. Wow.
And this is different from the printer I remember I was talking about a printer before.
Yeah.
Where I was trying to clean the print head out.
Yeah.
It had all the print heads were in one unit, and it took like an hour to get that out of the machine, and it was a $1,500 part. These are a lot cheaper.
So is this one you rescued?
We got this one on eBay actually.
Oh, okay.
$300.
Okay.
Normally it'd be like a $6,000 printer.
Yeah. Yeah, but whoever bought it had obviously upgraded or something.
Yeah, it had a broken part on the inside.
Okay.
I've got the new belt, and I've got what they call the Star Wheel motor, and that's coming in the mail probably in the next couple of weeks.
Ah,
it was only like $65, right? I've got a pile of old motors from the other printer.
Okay. Wild.
They got each one of them has this encoder wheel. They're pretty nice motors. A pile of other parts from it, resell them to other people that need them.
Oh, speaking of Star Trek, Abigail.
Hello. Hello.
Yay, the summoning spell worked.
Just a random laser disc. Uh-huh.
Well, see, this one is actually broken.
Okay.
Oh, there's a huge crack in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
how are we all?
This one, it was broken.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, and I had to.
How are you?
Let's see. I just got it. I got the replacement one.
All right. That's that's the cover for it.
Yeah. So I haven't seen that film in 25 years, and I finally
found it on Laserdisc. Nice.
So I saw someone talking about a printer. And I wanted to,
Gecko has this massive printer he's putting together.
Oh, jeez. Is that like an A2 printer?
Not sure. What size does that go up to, Gecko?
It prints on roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those.
It's on wheels. So you can feed sheets into it like that, but normally it comes off the roll.
Yep.
And this is a 24-inch. It'll do 36 or 44-inch.
Okay.
Dang.
That is kind of meaningless to people who use the metric system.
Oh,
yeah. Our paper sizes are different as well. So, like when I said like A3 or A2, those are standardized paper sizes that Americans don't use as well.
Let's measure it by how many cat lengths.
How many cats long is it?
Here's my cat, and here's a roll of 36-inch paper.
All right.
Okay.
So
it's a good 2 cats long.
Another 12 inches to that.
Cat and a half. And
If you count the tail, it's only a cat and a half. Yeah.
so that is
This is just craft paper, you know.
Yeah.
32 inches is about 81.3 centimeters.
Yeah.
That's pretty long. Wow.
Yeah, I've got all my laser discs here.
Ooh,
Damn.
nice.
Wow.
A Looney Tunes collection. Nice. Ooh, you don't often see Laserdisc collections these days.
Oh, God. I've
Speaking
got
of cats,
We're all bringing in kitties.
she was meowing too much.
Oh, I thought I could hear some meows happening.
Yeah.
It's weird, like Mimsy's been hassling me all day because I work in this room as well, demanding to jump on. Oh my God, the Kentucky Fried Movie! Holy crap! Oh my, that's one of those weird non-stop sketch movies that came after like Airplane and whatnot.
It was made by the same guys that made Airplane.
Yeah. There was the early days of home video. There were a few movies like that were basically just non-stop sketch comedy in the form of a movie.
Yep.
Kentucky Fried Movie was the best of them, though.
What do I got? Turntable. I've got a 8-track cassette deck.
Damn.
Equalizer.
Damn.
Gecko and the home of rescued technology.
One of these old medium format or 4x5 cameras.
Yep.
With the bellows.
Yep. My dad had one of them. He was actually a photographer, and he had those for his studio. He just I think he probably bought them when they were new and had maintained them for 20 years because they were very good for portraiture.
I mean, they don't stop working as long as the shutters work. There's no technology in them to go bad. I mean,
yes, and he would have one that was for parts and a couple that were working.
Let me move this.
I think Gecko, you're giving nightmares to anyone who has motion sickness, but I'm really enjoying it.
What are you up to there, Andrew?
I'm juicy. I'm juicy.
Flip through these laser discs because they're end to end, and I can't really.
Acoustic uplight. Yeah, I've used one of those.
Oh. Ooh, that'd be some classics on that. Looney Tunes on Laserdisc.
What's this? Pacific Heights.
Oh God, Michael Keaton is a serial killer or something. Oh, that's Nikita. That the American title, Point of No Return.
Oh, is it?
It was a remake of a French film called Nikita, and here it was also actually called Nikita.
Fonda.
Yeah, I liked that one. I like the French one too, but the druggy film, right?
I remember seeing this.
I remember that Phenomenon movie. That was actually quite cute and good.
Scientology propaganda, but
this is kind of relevant today.
Ooh, Outbreak! Yeah,
that was a good movie.
Yeah, that has the great bit with the guy in the cinema.
Blazing Saddles.
Oh wow!
A movie that cannot be made these days.
Actually,
okay.
There's a video that describes why it doesn't. It's not that it can't be made. It's just there's no reason to make it.
Yeah, I actually take real exception, and I know Mel Brooks said that about Blazing Saddles because there is horrible shithouse, misogynist, racist crap put out every other fucking day, and Blazing Saddles is better than all of it. So I get where he's coming from, but I really take exception to it, and it's not true because absolutely horrible shit gets released all the time. Racist, misogynist, homophobic bullshit. But I'll give Mel Brooks a pass just because of his legend status. But
only he could really capture that satire needed to.
That was for the time it was made. That was so in your face. Oh, a disco disc. Is that a
Is
movie or
Smoking
is
the
that
Bandit
just like
2.
a disco?
It's a movie. I don't know.
Okay.
I've never seen it. Smoking the Bandit 2.
Oh, sorry. I was just seeing it said like Disco Vision. I thought it was called Smoking the Bandit
first
2.
one,
Yeah.
Smoking the Bandit. I don't know what the deal is. That's probably one of those marketing bulbs.
Yeah, it was probably when the Laserdiscs were new. Yeah.
Honestly, some of these I don't know. They're not all mine. Good classic. Pee Wee Herman did the voice
that's
of
Pee Wee Herman
is.
voicing the robot. Yeah.
Never Cry Wolf. Big deal, right?
That is a very interesting cross section going on.
Is that Police Academy?
That's Police Academy.
Okay, so I have actually had the pleasure of performing the Police Academy march from the movie to the then police commissioner of Melbourne, and that was of Victoria. So that was pretty great moment.
I still haven't seen this movie. I need to. I want to. Maybe tomorrow now that I've got the TV up.
Do it now.
This is where I wish there wasn't harsh copyright laws and we could
stream. Yeah, that'd be great. Well, I used to be part of a Facebook group that streamed non-stop Star Trek, and it was basically live shit posting. It was so fun, and then Facebook really clamped down on it.
I've said it before. I was the
Priscilla.
I was the first. What do I say? A friend of mine said that it was the first time he had ever seen streaming video on the internet from my computer, and that was roughly 18 years ago, 19 years ago.
Okay, that was groundbreaking, yeah.
It was groundbreaking. I had my webcam, which was this piece of crap, like Creative Labs webcam, sitting on a chair, pointing at the TV with the videotape playing. And I was streaming from Windows Media Encoder, which is something that came with Windows 2000, I think.
Ooh, Get Shorty. I love that movie.
Did they do a sequel?
Yeah. Stay Cool. It's okay.
Cool, that's the one.
It's nothing compared to Get Shorty, but it's okay. Ooh, Ab Fab. Honestly, wow. So now you got John's attention and you're realizing you got lazy. Wow, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Damn.
Deluxe.
Yeah. As John's suggesting, if you get Star Wars on Laserdisc, that's the highest definition of the original version of the movie you can get.
They've got the corrected.
It's the original version. Some people call it despecialized.
This is kind of a weird movie.
Oh, I've seen that one. Yeah, that's those weird French filmmakers.
And it's got what's his name? This guy.
Yes, Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman, yeah.
Yeah, he did a couple films with them. They're really weird.
He also has what's his name? Let me read the I can't find his name. Well, maybe I'll look it up on IMDb later. Cabaret.
Yeah, those French filmmakers, they also made an Alien film. They did Alien Resurrection, which is lots of people hate on it. I fucking love it. I reckon it's a great Alien film. Ron Perlman did that too.
Oh, they did?
Oh, Fantasia. That's a classic.
We got Sleep Stalker. I don't even know what this is. It's got this guy. It must be another one of those nightmare movies.
It looks very sort of Z grade horror, which is probably awesome.
It's like a Wes Craven. Is it Wes Craven? No.
Just a Wes Craven knockoff, maybe.
Maybe. Oh, I'm losing it. My stack's falling over.
I think it's too early for an Asylum movie.
We're in the asylum.
Yeah, Safa was asking about the quality of Laserdisc was hugely better than VHS. It's probably better than DVD, but you can see it's just not as convenient as DVDs. Oh, the Tommy Knockers. One
It's
of the
like
adaptations
such a
of the
terrible movie. I remember it when it came out on TV, and I was so into it. And then I watched it again. I'm like, this is crap.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one. The Abyss, the weird life forms at the bottom of the ocean. Oh, more classic. Bugs and Wartime. Oh, they're probably racist as hell.
Actually,
Wartime.
you know what? There's no disc in this. It's just the envelope. I don't know where the disc is.
Oh, okay.
Serial Mom.
That's a John Waters one, yeah? Kathleen Turner.
John Waters.
Directed by? Oh, sorry, I'm just missing Kirsten sitting there. Hello, Kirsten.
Yep,
Hello.
you're right. It is
Hello.
John Waters. I remember the scene at the end. She kills the lady at the court because she was wearing white shoes after Labor Day or whatever.
Yeah, it's like the first few people she kills kind of deserve it, but then she kills someone for wearing white shoes after Labor Day, so she's taken it a bit far. But this is fun. This is like when I pulled out all my 12-inch singles the other day. Goldfinger. There was I was talking about that a stream or so ago. I saw Raising Cain in the middle of the day, and I was the only one in the cinema. And it's like a suspense thriller. John Lithgow has multiple personality disorder through trauma. And I was looking over my shoulder because I'm in the dark by myself watching this movie.
It's actually called dissociative identity disorder nowadays.
Yes, that's true. And
have you ever seen John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness?
I don't think so. I'm going to do a spoiler about Raising Cain because no one's ever going to watch it, and it's 20 years old. Turns out,
I might.
The guy, after getting divorced, he finds it traumatic, and he starts to dissociate, and different personalities come out, and then it turns out that he gets quite extreme, and he ends up incarcerated. And it turns out his father was a very famous psychiatrist, who published a book about, and he said it was different patients who had different dissociative disorders, and he talked about the trauma that made them dissociate. And the twist that comes out is the patients in the book are all his son, and he deliberately spent all his son's life inflicting horrible trauma on him to try and force dissociative episodes on him. And it's pretty dark.
Yeah.
I love that,
heard of
these
half
things
this
were all, they were released in cinemas and on disc and stuff, and half of them I've never heard. Oh, that's a Wes Craven one, isn't it?
Yeah, the people under the stairs. That's actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah, that had a couple who were in Twin Peaks. Are a couple in that, aren't they?
I'm not sure.
It's been
so long since I've seen this.
Yeah. Oh, me too. 90s. I'm just vaguely remembering.
Stella, thank you for that. I am definitely signing that up for my husband's Christmas present.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Shudder, the streaming
the
service.
bus that couldn't stop.
Yes.
I have been worrying about my husband's Christmas present since his birthday in August, so this will help.
You've got it sorted.
What was it? Oh yeah, Prince of Darkness. I was watching it with a friend. It was so hilarious because there's a jump scare at the end of the movie that you just don't see coming at all.
Yeah. I remember, you often get jump scares right at the end of a movie. I've forgotten what it's called, but it wasn't a horror movie.
When you think everything's settled and everything's all fine, it turns out bad.
Yeah. There was an action film. It had Dennis Leary in it as the bad guy who was killing things, and people are spending the movie trying to get away from him. And the hero apparently kills Dennis Leary finally right towards the end. And of the half dozen people, only 2 of them are still alive. And he's thrown him down some stairs. And when they leave the building, they have to walk past where Dennis Leary's body is. And he's sort of sprawled across the thing, and there's blood everywhere. And his eyes are open, and they have to walk, because it's a stairwell, they have to walk right by his body. And the music's going, and you're sitting there going, here it comes, and it doesn't come. And it was so weird, he was actually dead. You get really, really tense, and then there's no release, because you go, he's going to jump up, and he doesn't. And so actually appreciated that. All right.
Anti-jump scare.
Yes. Juicing done. See, Kirsten, I'm making a oleo saccharum. I've got all the peels covered in demerara sugar.
I was here for that bit. I was just cleaning my kitchen, and you were in my head and not next to you.
But now I've done all the juicing as well, so they can go in the fridge.
Amazing. Are you going to label those bottles, or are you just going to pretend like you're going to remember?
No, ruby red grapefruit, orange, blood orange, and the only other one is the lemon juice. So shut up. I don't always put things in the fridge and forget what they are. I don't. I mean, I do, but
So you're telling us the ruby red grapefruit is in the red container?
Yes. And
we remember, so we can tell you?
Actually, yes. So you all remember the ruby red grapefruit's in the red, the orange is the blood orange, and the green is the lemon. So
now one of us is going to
tell green is definitely blue.
Oh, yeah. My webcam doesn't show. Oh, look, it's Chroma King. I can see those.
That's weird.
Yeah. It is weird.
Now one of us is going to tell them the wrong one on purpose.
Yeah, I can see.
Some of us are nice.
Some of us
Fox, don't be naughty.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like something Fox would do.
I'm innocent.
So 90% of my job is remembering to remind people to do the thing that they said that they would definitely remember to do.
Yeah, I'm doing a thing that I picked up off a YouTube channel, trying to make clear ice just by freezing it in an insulated cup. Because
does that work?
Yes. The secret to clear ice is directional freezing. Anyone who says anything else is full of shit. The only way to get really clear ice is directional freezing. The people who make clear ice...
You know how I get clear ice? I buy it straight from ice company.
Yeah, the people who do it on an industrial scale have special machines that freeze the ice directionally.
Actually, technically, I asked my bar manager if he'll give me a couple.
It runs. The water is continuously running over the freezing element, so
yes,
it doesn't have a chance to, form those weird crystals that make it not clear.
Doesn't get the impurities. Yes, and that's how they do it in commercial quantities. But I've seen heaps of videos on YouTube that it's you get a little esky, a little cooler, and you rip the top off it, and you fill it with water and put that in your freezer, and it'll freeze directionally because it's insulated all around except the top. So it'll freeze from the top down, which progressively pushes the impurities down. And you take it out either before it's completely frozen and chop off the end and it'll be nice and clear. Or if it's completely frozen, you'll see the bottom bit of it has all the will look like these bits of ice. The bottom bits will look like that. They'll have the air and the impurities in it. And you chop that off, and then you've got this big chunk of really clear ice. That would take up my whole freezer, and I can't really afford that. But then I was watching someone's YouTube channel, and he just goes, look, I'm just doing it with an insulated cup. And it works exactly the same with an insulated cup with no lid, freezes from the top down. So the top bit will be...
And it's a much more manageable size, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
So
They have...
if it works, I want to know that.
And I forgot what I was going to say.
I keep muting myself so I can eat my popcorn.
that's fair.
Yeah, it's okay.
In fact, the guy who I saw doing it, he even went further and just said, like a stubby holder, or because he was American, he was calling it a koozie or something, as in a cozy holder.
It's like the foam.
Yeah, just foam.
Foam thing that goes over the cans.
Yeah, and he just
stubby holder.
cut off a plastic bottle, put it in the stubby holder, and put the water in that. And the stubby holder was enough insulation to have directional freezing happen. But I think this cup will do it better than... In fact, I did a little bit. Actually, I have to see. I actually have a little bit of clear ice I made. I'll got to work out what glass it'll fit in, though. Will it fit in my rocks glass? Let me see. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna pour this drink into it. So that's actually a bit of clear ice I made that was my first experiment. And it's a bit frosty on the outside, but if I pour a drink over it, ooh, it cracked. But you see, it's like it's basically completely clear. And if I had a bit more drink to fill up and in fact, I do have something I can fill it up with, actually.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
They're actually not Meg Leach. They're cotton gloves. So they're like wearing socks on your hands.
Okay.
No good for murder, right?
Yeah.
Leave too many fibers.
You think...
Also, white shows up the blood.
You get blood on these, and it's like getting blood on your socks. It'll just soak it up and stain your hands.
Yeah.
And
No
white
good
is
at all.
horrible for blood. It shows up too well. You want nice dark colours like this.
So, yeah, see, now that I've filled the glass...
Did you have those on the whole time, Fox?
No, I put them on a few minutes ago. It's winter. It's cold. The window is right there.
You live in Queensland. It's not
No.
cold.
New South Wales.
Ah, same.
Every time I see the abbreviation for New South Wales, you know what I think? The direction. North, south, west. I'm like,
Yeah. Don't worry, it confuses Americans all the time when us Australians use the abbreviations.
I mean, I know it's not, but,
Oh, Stella has a quick question about clear ice. Why? Because it's cool. Like, it goes invisible. When you pour your drink into the glass, the ice is basically invisible. This one cracked when I... and I think I heard that as a tip once. Don't put the clear ice straight from the freezer into your drink, or it will crack and ruin the effect. You leave it out for a little bit, so it melts a little bit, so it's tempered, and then you pour your drink in. And
because ice, like putting a super hot piece of glass in cold water, it'll shatter the glass. Same thing. Because ice doesn't stop getting colder at 32 degrees.
So, yeah, Stella, the answer to the question of why is because it...
You mean zero?
He means 0, but he's in Fahrenheit.
At the freezing point of water, it doesn't stop getting colder.
No, it's definitely zero.
Definitely 0.
There's,
the temperature that Celsius and Fahrenheit are the same is -40.
I know, which is weird, isn't it?
It's just, it's very strange.
Very strange. A bar that I like to go to sometimes when that was a thing you could do in Melbourne, the Trinket Bar in the city, which I found during the comedy festival one year when I was out with Mrs. Angry and we were looking for somewhere to have dinner and a drink. They did this particular drink that was Scotch and banana liqueur, which is where I first worked out like banana liqueur went really well with whiskey. And they had that industrially made super clear ice. It was like in perfect cubes. And it was so cool. When I drunk most of the drink and the big block of ice is still in the glass, it was like I did what do they call it on Instagram, the boomerang videos where it loops, because I found I could spin the ice and it looked like it was this almost invisible, because it was completely transparent ice spinning around with like no friction, and it just looked really cool. Or maybe I'd had a couple of cocktails and thought it was cooler than it actually was. I don't know.
Or both.
I reckon it was the second one.
Yeah.
What happens being nice, Kirsten?
I am not nice. I have never purported to be nice. I, in fact, have always purported to be snarky and kind of mean.
That's fair.
Good.
Stella, I don't really care about ice. Like when all the people were saying, like, "Oh, do this thing with a little esky in your freezer, and you can get clear ice and chop it up." And I was like, I so cannot be fucked doing that. I absolutely cannot be fucked. But when I saw this guy, I was like, "Yeah, just stick an insulated cup in your freezer." Like, I have to try that because that's not so easy.
You froze for a bit there.
Frozen angry talking about ice. Hilarious.
Like right as you said,
I froze for a second ago. That's a yes. What's that? It's not ironic. It's apt. Oh, it's apt. But oh my god, this put this in my clarified pina colada, and it's like the best fucking drink ever. I have to be so careful because normally pina coladas are a white or a very light rum for appearance's sake, like it's rum and pineapple and coconut, and then so you normally use a light rum just so it doesn't look murky when you shake it all up. But when you're clarifying it, that doesn't matter. And so I just go to town. This is actually 4 different sorts of rum in this, so it's just like go to town, because when you clarify it, it comes out this beautiful yellow color anyway. So I was using the bloody Bundaberg 12-year-old black rum and overproof rum. Ooh, what are we doing? Oh, it's a photo. What's that of?
Yellowstone National
Park. Okay. Which is going to blow up.
Yogi Bear lives.
They've got you get around by. They've got all these boardwalks that you just walk on.
Yeah, because someone jumped.
You can't really build anything on that. You just have to kind of lay it on top.
Yeah, because someone jumped into one of those hot springs a couple of years ago and got cooked. They thought hot spring, and it was like no, it's about 95 degrees Celsius, and in fact I think it could have been hotter because the minerals in it let it get hotter than boiling, and they died and got God. Just imagine having to fish the cooked body out. It's like turning into soup in this hot spring. That's just like gross. Yeah, Safa summed up life in Melbourne now. You don't go to town anymore, you go to bed. That is basically it. Yeah, John, that was a classic Darwin Award. That being stupid enough to jump into a Yellowstone geyser is just like, what the fuck?
Some people actually just fall in.
No, this person, I can imagine people falling in. This person apparently deliberately jumped in because they thought that was a thing you could do. And turns out, no.
No, it's very acidic.
See, Stella, you're saying that's your life anyway. I have to be fairly honest. The lockdown has not had a really huge effect on my life. It was like Mrs. Angry and I would go out.
I dislike people and crowds anyway, so this was pretty great.
Mrs. Angry and I'd go out every second Saturday, and now we have the date night at home. But a lot of the places we liked are doing takeaway. So to continue to support the business, we get takeaway from a nice place that never used to do takeaway and set it up at home. Same as, see, I'm not being decadent and lazy by buying this food. I'm supporting a small business. Buying all this booze off the internet, not alcoholism, supporting small business. That's become the mantra since Kirsten came up with it.
Seriously, I stole that directly off somebody else.
Oh, that's fine then. I don't mind stealing it off you then. It's this week on my cocktail channel on YouTube is Support Australian Business Week. For the today.
Oh, Angry! I watched your whiskey sour, and you made one mistake.
What'd I do?
Starwood's available in 4 different countries. 2
Oh,
flavors.
damn.
The USA, UK, Germany, Japan, and France.
Okay. Well, hopefully
like
I
4 others that I can't talk about yet.
Oh, cool.
So I can't go to the marketing team because it's wrong. And they were like, you didn't tell him.
So I did Starwood whiskey sours on today's video, and I done a limey gimlet with applewood lime finger lime gin will be going up, and I did the Aussie Manhattan, the That's Not a Knife, with again with Starwood whiskey and the Unico Yuzu Vermouth, which is such a nice color. I can't wait till that one goes out. The Yuzu Vermouth and the whiskey just go this beautiful red color. It's such an attractive drink. It also tastes very good, but it's a really nice looking drink. The whiskey and the vermouth, and I don't know, the fruitiness of that yuzu vermouth goes so well in a Manhattan. It's fucking great.
I really need it, but my husband has banned.
You said
No.
yuzu?
Sorry?
How do you spell that word that you said, yuzu?
Yuzu. It's a Japanese citrus.
Okay, so not what I was thinking, uzo.
No. Oh, you thought it was a weird Australian pronunciation of ouzo. That's fair. That's a fair guess, actually. But no, yuzu, it's a vermouth, so it's an aromatized wine. The core bit that goes in the wine is this Japanese citrus, but of course there's a bunch of other shit in there as well. But oh my god, it's a really fruity vermouth, and it goes so well with whiskey. Like either a Manhattan or a Boulevardier with that yuzu vermouth is fucking great. So there's the Manhattan, and then I made, what was the other one? It was a sidecar with limoncello in it, which is not standard for a sidecar. So I used sidecar's brandy, is traditionally brandy, an orange liqueur, and lemon juice. And this was brandy, orange liqueur, lemon juice, and limoncello. So I used Australian brandy, the Not Your Nana's brandy, and the Australian Curacao from Marionette, and Australian limoncello from Applewood. Oh, is that Star Trek?
Oh, that is so Star Trek.
That's a costume my mom made for me.
First and second season TNG uniform.
Nice.
Great. Speaking of Star Trek, Mega Leech, I don't have my murder needles out. I have my murder hook. The crochet hook.
And yes, this is murder popcorn.
And murder popcorn.
And murder popcorn.
Oh god, I so have to. I cannot. It's like a work night. I just want to refill this glass with more of my pina colada, but it is Nah, I've got to work tomorrow.
Don't we all?
At the moment, I'm just pleasantly happy because I don't know. Were you here when I explained this fizzy drink, Kirsten? Yeah. So this is a whiskey fizzy drink because I accidentally poured the whiskey into my fruit juice.
You called it the right thing. It's a highball.
Yeah, it was a highball. Yeah.
How it went with the blood orange. Was it blood orange that you put it in?
It was blood orange in my glass when I poured it in. I added a bit of grapefruit to it as well. So this is actually blood orange, grapefruit, and lime, and whiskey with soda, basically.
And it is good?
It is really good. Because, I mean, I suppose I drank half of it, and there was 2 shots in it overall, so I had 1 shot. The funny thing is putting it in the carbonator, and it all zooshed up. So it aerosolized, so the whole room smelled like whiskey from this aerosolized whiskey. My daughter came in and I was like, explaining drinking. She goes, "Yeah, I can smell the booze." And I went, "Yeah, it's because I sodaed it and it just, as you know, whiskey vapor everywhere now."
It's really funny. So the distillery obviously smells of like fermenting ash, which is fermented grain.
Yeah.
But we don't smell it after a few days.
No, you don't.
Fired up the new stills because we'd been not producing for 3 months, and the new stills went on and the fermenting happened, and everyone was like standing in the middle of what is the bar area, but is currently a storage zone. And we were just like, smells like home.
After you get the smell. Like I used to work at Papa John's Pizza, and I couldn't smell the pizza anymore after a while.
Mm.
Yeah,
but everyone can smell it on you.
I can't. I don't like coffee, and especially can't stand the smell of coffee. But then one day I did a barista class, and started working as a barista, and within a couple of hours, I just couldn't smell coffee anymore.
Yeah,
just couldn't smell it ever, and I still can't smell it.
Yeah, same as working at McDonald's, the grilling meat just becomes background stuff. I like Pugwash has a nebulizer for parrot medicine. Should you nebulize some bourbon for yourself? Yes, because that will probably kill you. So that, but at least you know, one way to go.
I've heard really bad tales of people who do vodka saunas. Yeah, it's not pretty.
Is that a thing?
You just pour vodka over the hot coals in a sauna.
Yeah. No, that would kill you. Yeah.
It gets you super, super drunk.
Yeah. And it'll kill you. Yeah. Right.
And it will kill you, yeah.
I don't drink beer as like a sort of general rule in life. But when we were in Finland and Sweden and Estonia, where sauna is like a religion, and they offer you a beer, you're just like, no, this is better than a shower beer.
What's a shower beer?
A beer you have in the shower.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
It's a sign of alcoholism, really.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of it.
You've never had a shower beer?
I've never heard of a shower beer.
No.
I don't like beer. I
personally like a shower wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or bath wine.
Bath wine is, I can understand that. But a shower wine?
Yeah.
A shower wine is problematic because the water splashes into the wine glass, so you're just trying to drink it in the bottle.
See, people don't usually have baths for hygiene anymore. You take a bath because you want to relax, and you have a shower.
Sounds good.
And so I can imagine having a bath drink, like that's easy.
Yeah.
But a shower, it's just way too pragmatic a thing to have to relax in. I think
a really hot shower and a really cold beer is pretty good after a 40-degree.
Ooh, that does sound like an interesting way to do it. Kirsten froze. I don't know. Oh, you're back. Okay.
I am back. I was going to say a really hot shower and a really cold beer is pretty good on a hot day.
Yeah, I see that. There's a John Travolta movie.
Stella knows about shower beers. I'm not alone.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Stella likes a shower beer after a long day in the Pilbara. That makes sense. There's a John Travolta movie where, to show he's a bit of a messed up guy, while he's having his morning shower, he has a bottle of scotch in the shower. And he's just taking slugs of scotch while he's in the shower.
Damn.
That's to show he's a messed up dude. Which is a good show, don't tell. A bad movie would go like, he's in a bad way. I think he's using alcohol as a crutch. No one says that. He just has a bottle of scotch in the shower. And that says, yeah, this guy's got issues. Yeah, cool. Right. I need to get now I've found this way to make clear ice, but it's round. I need to get some round, like old-fashioned glasses, because I kind of like the fact these ones were square.
Could you use silicone and make a mold?
Oh, that was another one of the options I saw. A dude, he went to so much trouble to make a single sphere of clear ice. He goes, okay, like here's a Christmas ornament, clear Christmas ornament thing. It's 2 halves of plastic. I'm going to stick them together. And he's got this, like, I don't know, it's some old bottle, something he's using as a mold for his silicon thing. And he drills a hole through both sides of this plastic Christmas ornament and sticks like a wooden dowel through there, and then suspends that. And he was using an insulated cup, and he suspends that ball in the insulated cup and then pours silicon around that. And then when the silicon sets, he cuts it open and takes the ball out. And then he's got a sphere mold that fits in this insulated cup. And so then he puts the mold back in and pours water in, and it does the directional freezing. And so when he takes it out and pulls the thing and it's this perfect sphere of clear ice. It was like so much trouble. And there's obviously a guy who loves doing, his whole YouTube channel is about doing weird shit like that, having little projects and doing stuff like that. And my favorite,
random?
No, but it was a similar sort of thing. My favorite bit was right at the end. He admitted, like, you look how perfect nice is. At the end, he admitted the one I showed you, that was the third one because I dropped it.
Yeah.
It was so, like, he pulled it open and it was so slick. It just sort of, and he dropped it. And it was like, cracked right through the ice and ruined the whole. And he said, and because it takes like a day or so to freeze properly because of the.
You guys have this in Australia? Cheese
sliced cheese.
Plastic cheese.
Yeah.
We call it plastic cheese.
You call it plastic cheese.
Yeah.
Well, what else is it made out of?
Yeah.
Cheese?
It's weird plastic wrapped in plastic.
Yeah. I'll let you in on a secret, Gecko. That's the least weird cheese in America. People from the rest of the world, when they're in a supermarket in America and they see like the bright orange cheese, there's this
that is so weird.
What the fuck moment. Like, it's just this.
Sorry.
What?
Cheese
You know,
in a can? No. Never.
Oh.
Against humanity.
The cheese that comes out of the can.
Yeah. Oh, I was all about the cheese in a can when I was in America. It's just like, because my girlfriend at the time and her cousin, they were always like, we were drinking and then doing stuff with whipped cream. And I don't like whipped cream. So I got cheese in a can just so whenever I was getting drunk and going, squirting things into their mouth, I could squirt the foamy cheese in a can.
Oh.
But I love stupid shit like that. Whenever I see, like when I was in America, basically every convenience store or supermarket I went past, I had to get one weird thing because there would always be something like, what the fuck is that? I have never seen that. I'm getting that. And so I was trying one weird thing from like every convenience store or every supermarket that I saw. Because there was just so much weird shit in the shops there. I got
Yanks are weird.
There's a video I made where I got totally amped because I got the Monster BFC, the big fucking can, and which is like, I don't know, a liter or something. And I had this chocolate dipped Twinkie, like a Twinkie that had been dipped in white chocolate and was completely covered in. And that was my breakfast one day after we'd been gaming all night. And I woke up and I'm just like, I just need energy. And so I ate this chocolate covered Twinkie and like a liter of Monster. And
Damn.
I made a video of it. I overacted a bit in the video about how amped I was, but I was actually pretty fucking amped just from toxic levels of caffeine and sugar. Okay, and Stella agrees cheese in a can's crime against humanity. So there you go.
Because I'm here, of course, I'm now on the Dan's website as well.
Ah, okay. Pug, what?
This is going to end badly
That's
for
an
me.
interesting observation. One reason Crystal Head vodka is expensive is the failure rate on the bottle making. That would be, yeah. And I mean, the only reason I bought Crystal Head vodka was for the bottle, the decanter, which I still use.
The only reason that I bought Crystal Head vodka was because I wanted the skull for my wedding.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
the only reason I bought it was for the vodka.
It's actually a pretty good vodka.
It's pretty good vodka.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's not
if you like vodka.
$100 worth of vodka. It's
Yeah.
not. It's overpriced. So
Yeah, I bought it on special.
Okay,
That was the
I
other
bought
reason.
it on impulse.
I haven't.
I think
bought
I got mine on special as well. I can see the dinosaur skull that we had at our wedding, but I can't see the Crystal Head skull decanter.
Yeah.
It's here in my house.
Yeah, I got 2 of the Crystal Head decanters because I happened to see it on special. Oh, in fact, I got both times I got gift sets. There was not just the decanter. One was a martini glass with a skull in the stem, which is pretty cool. And the other one was...
Okay, I'm interested in that one.
I don't know how good the resolution is. I'll show it to you.
I don't know, but you've not met my husband. He has a very large head.
Yeah. So, yeah, you see there's a skull on the stem.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's really cool. If I ever see that, I'm buying it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll fight my husband.
But that's the weird thing. The gift boxes, and particularly if you get them after Christmas, gift packs, they didn't sell. The gift packs are cheaper than just buying the bottle. And I'll see if I can find the shot glasses because they're really cool too. Where are they?
The reason that we have an unopened bottle of the botanist gin from Scotland is that it had a really cool mixer glass, which we broke not long ago, which I'm very sad about.
Oh.
Whoops.
And it was cheaper than buying the mixer glass separately.
Yeah.
One day I'm going to have to drink that gin.
Mm.
I found one of them. Where are we?
Yes, one day you'll have to drink it.
Good God.
I reckon one day I'm going to trade it with someone for something that I do like.
Yeah. So this was the other gift pack. 2 of these shot glasses. You can see the tops cut off the skull.
Oh wow!
Really
Amazing.
good.
That
Really
looks
nice.
like it's a bit more than one shot though.
It is a pretty generous shot glass, certainly.
It's a double shot.
And I got these in duty free one time, mini Crystal Head bottles.
I'll go to the duty free shop.
Yeah. So I've got, in terms of like skull bottles or decanters, this is the smallest one I have. Oh, that's cute.
I see these all the time at the secondhand stores like Goodwill, but
Yeah.
none of those at the Goodwill have
Christmas decorations.
Well, no, they all look identical to this, except I don't think the camera's going to show it. This actually has a little side print on it that says Arby's 1986 Christmas collection. So it's from a fast food chain.
From Arby's. So like my skull decanters is this. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 different sized skull cans. Oh, that's cool.
This is something that's super Texas. Like
A
I've never
mason
seen
jar
this
with a wine
anywhere
stem.
else. I think this is actually a custom-made deal. It's a mason jar with a stem.
Yeah, that's for classy moonshine drinking. That one, drinking straight out of the jar. That's what those uppity motherfuckers from the hills drink from.
That's what the fancy meth heads drink.
Yep, that's from the meth heads who have more than 4 teeth.
Or you could do it like this. Just drink it.
Oh, just from a beaker. Nice. That's for science drinks, that one.
That's the meth.
That's when you're at the Croft Institute.
Yes, I still haven't been to the Croft Institute. I think
What? That was like the first place I went when I moved here.
Yeah.
And I was okay, cool. This is the last time I need to come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just go once to experience it, but no one really says the Croft Institute is like a legendary cocktail bar or something. It's just funny that they have the whole
gimmicky,
medical thing going on.
I want to go to Storyville.
Storyville's pretty good.
Can't afford it. It's so expensive.
It can be, but it's also open till 6 a.m. So
that's something local to you guys, I guess.
Yeah, it's a fantasy themed bar, and they do a whole lot of like drinks that have liquid nitrogen and fire.
They have a restaurant in Dallas that's got themed stuff like that. They've got like the servers dress up in their costumes. Like Joe Dirt is a server, Superman is a server.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. It's kind of neat. Yeah.
I just think that this bar employs Melbourne hipsters.
More of a restaurant than a bar.
Although the cool thing is that the bar is under a mushroom.
Yeah, it's actually 3 levels. There's and each level is different in Storyville. I think I've been there twice. The first time was actually for the Melbourne Web Fest, the Web Film Festival, and on the final night after they gave out the awards, which was at Fed Square, drinks started at Fed Square, like at the beer garden thingy that's there, and then the next phase of drinks was the Gin Palace, which is
dangerous. Danger, Will Robinson.
Danger, but very, very good venue in Melbourne. And the last stop was Storyville, because Storyville's open till 6 a.m. And I lasted till about 5, and I was still upright, but I was just like, oh my God, I'm not going to be for much longer. And I staggered out and I thought, trams will be running again, and I'm not far from a tram that goes near my place. Hopefully I can do that. And I went downstairs and then got out in the street, and there was a taxi just sitting there, and I went, oh, I'm from God. And I went, you taking passengers? And I went, yep, okay. I'm getting in, and you're taking me home, because I was worrying about the stress of navigating public transport when I was really fucking drunk.
Now you've got Uber and Lyft, and there's no excuse for anyone not to utilize it. Yeah,
but again, Storyville is gimmicky, definitely. It's not like if you're a serious cocktail person, you're going to go to Storyville, but it's kind of fun.
It's still a hospo bar, right? So what's really great about like Lock and Key, Hats and Tats, and Storyville is that they're hospo bars as well. So after 3, you're going to meet really interesting people.
Yeah. Well, I've got to go when it's a thing that you can do. I've got to go to Hats and Tats as well, because I've never been there.
It's my favorite bar.
Yeah, well, we have to go there when it's open again.
I'll take you on the Market Street crawl, which I did.
Oh, gee. I am also interested in this pub crawl.
Oh,
How
yeah.
do I
So
subscribe to your
it actually
newsletter?
doesn't start on Market Street. It starts on Bertie Street, which is where the distillery is.
Ah.
As a distillery staff member, I do get one drink at the bar and then a couple that are discounted. So have a couple of drinks at Starwood.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to Patient Wolf.
Ooh.
And Patient Wolf closes at 8.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get there in time to have a couple of cocktails because Blake Hall is a genius. He writes the most incredible cocktail list, and Kip, who runs the bar, just makes incredible drinks. So really fun there. And then you go to the Market Street Tavern, which is on the corner of Clarendon and Market Street, and you just get a beer, or a cider if that's your thing. And you play a couple of rounds of pool, and then it's like 10:30ish. Then you go to Hats and Tats.
Damn. Okay.
It's a whole thing. There's a whole thing.
All right. So, well, I'm speaking of whole things. I'm going to bed.
Oh, it's that time already?
All right.
It is. It is 10
It really
p.m.
is that time.
Thank
It
you, fine
is.
people, for joining
I do
me
see
this
some
evening.
Thank you.
so.
Thanks to everyone in the chat. Hope to see you all
Bye,
again.
everyone in the
Bye.
chat.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.